YouTube, it's Josh Van Horn with the Get Business Credit YouTube channel. If this is your first time here, I want to welcome you to the GBC family, where I teach every element from obtaining business credit and building business credit. I've recorded hundreds of videos breaking down how to build business credit strategically. So if you're looking to build business credit in 2020, I invite you to please hit the subscribe button and make sure all notifications are turned on as I have new videos dropping soon. And to the Get Business Credit GBC family, appreciate all the support that you've shown me over the last 6 years. So let's make 2025 bigger than ever. Give the video a thumbs up, drop a comment, ask a question. I'll do my best to get back to you. This will help the YouTube algorithm and
Get Business Credit YouTube channel is about to go live on YouTube Cast to answer all your business credit building questions. Our host, Joshua Van Horn, is here for you during these tough times. But together, as we unite as one, we will get through this and build and rebuild business credit. Subscribe and hit the bell notification if you haven't already done so. Josh is about to take YouTube by storm, and you don't want to miss what's coming.
hey, welcome to Get Business Credit YouTube channel. Can you guys hear me okay? Can you guys put in the chat section a 1 if you guys can hear me okay? Hang on 1 second, guys. I'll get into it in a second. I just want to make sure the audio is okay. Can you guys okay, is the audio too loud or echo or anything? Okay, good. All right, just want to make sure. All right, sorry the live is a bit late. I expected to start it like over an hour ago, but had a couple technical issues here with my new studio and cameras and new screens because I moved. Anyways, so this live isn't going to be very long considering how late it is. But I just want to show you guys some recent approvals. Literally in the last couple of days, one of my students got. But if you guys have any questions, put it in the comment section, live chat section, and I will be sure to answer those questions. So as you guys can see here on the screen, this is a new student that signed up, I think it was a week ago. He signed up and he did the 16-week mentorship. And I just want to tell you guys ahead of time, this is not the standard results or what to expect if you were to possibly join my one-on-one mentorship. But this can happen. It does happen, I would say 10 to 20% of the time with my students. So if your revenue is healthy, you can get approved for credit lines like this. If you're pre-revenue or you don't have a whole lot of revenue coming in, then you can still get approvals. It's just you're not going to get 120,000 right out of the gate. So I just wanted to show you that this was just so he has 2 businesses, right? And they're seasonal businesses. He actually got approved for 2 divvy lines, 1 for each one. One was like 20,000, and then this one was 120,000. So he got this last Friday. And I'll show you in the client portal. This is also just the one client. Just the one client. Funding provided, 30,000. This was a was it Rant? No, it's Fuelman MasterCard. So this 30,000, just like I have on the cards. I don't know where mine is. I have too many, you guys. So that's this one, right? Is it the right camera? Okay, yeah, this one. So I have two cameras, you guys. So that's this one, right? He got $30,000 approval. You can see here. Offer summary. This is just yesterday, June 4th. Or today, actually. Yeah, today. Yesterday for me. But offer summary, calculations based on your initial draw, approved limit of 30,000. Assuming you'll pay it off entirely. No missed payments. It's 30,000. That's the maximum that for this card that they offer, right? 0% APR. Now it is like a net 30, but if you get approved for some of their other cards, such as say the Corpay card, right? Or the BP Business Solutions. And they have a couple other ones as well that I have, but you can potentially use, if you're to get say 2 or 3 of those, right? You can use one to pay another. Not saying you should do that, but you can. So this is fine if you are say pre-revenue or you don't have a whole lot of revenue coming in. You can still get this. This is 100% based on your business credit, Experian business credit in particular, and LexisNexis. That's the main things that they look at. If your business credit's too weak, then they could possibly do a hard pull on your Experian personal credit. That's why it's important and imperative to build up your Experian business credit profile. And make sure that you have the rich filmographic data on the actual Experian report, like I'm showing here. You need to make sure you have key personnel and more than one name if possible. So if it's your wife or your husband, or you have a secretary or assistant, then you want to put that. And you can put secretary or office manager. But the more information you provide to Experian, the higher chances that you're going to get approved with underwriters, especially in particular financial underwriters. So not just that, but just think of it this way. If you're a no PG underwriter such as Debbie or Ramp, any of those, right? It's completely no personal guarantee. So if they're potentially going to give you 50,000, or like John, my new student, got 120,000, they want to make sure that it's a legitimate company, because unfortunately, back during COVID, there was a lot of fraud going on where people were starting LLCs, putting 5,000 or 10,000 in their business bank account, and then going and applying for these fintechs, and they would get approved for sometimes 4 to 8 times what's in their business bank account. Then they would just basically liquidate or use that credit line and then never pay it back and never have any intention to pay it back. So things have tightened up. These fintechs, that's why a lot of them, unless your business and personal credit's very strong, even though it's no personal guarantee, that's why a lot of them won't give you automated approval. You connect with Plaid, do the whole application, and then you're going to get email saying that they're going to review the application, right? And that's what they're doing, is they're going to actually manually look at what's on your business credit report, in particular the key personnel. Some of them have it automated where it's already, gets a decision on the back end. However, a lot of the no PG ones, the fintechs, they're manually going to look at see if the rich filmographic data is complete, because Experian's not going to have the rich filmographic data such as the key personnel, and this isn't showing it, but I have to show it on another one. But like your business website, your business phone number, a lot of that is lacking because LexisNexis is the one that actually provides Experian with new businesses registrations through the states. So they just basically provide the business name, business address, and that's really it. It doesn't show anything else like sales or um, usually the phone number is not even there, because if you look up your business registration, especially if it's an LLC with whatever state that you're registered in, most of the time it's very vague information. It's only showing basically the business name and business address and doesn't really show much of anything else. So that's how the Experian BIN number, business identification number, is created. So on the Experian Business Credit Advantage website, smartbusinessreports.com, it allows you to, sorry guys, I'm looking at both screens in the comments, but it allows you to actually submit an update to update this rich filmographic data, including this SIC codes, the NAC codes. If you're in a high risk industry, you want to pick a sub industry, such as like if you're in transportation, right? Transportation is very high risk, right? So instead of just being on the transportation SIC code, on the NAT code, you can get lower risk by changing it to, like, narrowing it down, say medical transportation or medical supply transportation. Wait, yeah, see this guy, these people. So I'm going to address this here shortly. The person that keeps on commenting, right, is Dash Office Supply. Okay, I'll show you guys here shortly. Just because I called out the company for not being legitimate, now there's like slandering my name and everything, making all these like YouTube accounts. And I can show you guys some other things about the owner of Dash Office Supply. That's why I took down the video, and I don't want to do business with somebody that has moral and integrity and ethic problems, right? So anyways, that's a whole nother video I'll be making here soon to let you guys know. But any of you guys that are in, like, watch that video before about Dash Office Supply, if you're doing business with them, pay the invoice. That if they sent you product, pay the invoice, right? But after that, cancel and don't do business with them. All right. I'm just warning you guys ahead of time. So, um, anyways, back to what I was saying. So, as you can see here, like I was saying, the rich filmographic data, that's very important. What I was saying is like the SIC code and the NAT code. You want to fine tune it to a low risk industry if you're in a high risk industry. So there's sub industry codes that are lower risk. And I can advise on that. If even if you're not joining my mentorship, if I don't accept you, you can still email me, support@joshvanhorn.com, or text me at 937-423-9954. And I don't mind looking something up for you and helping you with that, you know, as long as it doesn't take too much of my time, of course. So, like I said, the rich filmographic data is very important, and I will show that on another video. I'm going to be making a standalone Experian video. Okay, so you can see that. Probably going to release it tomorrow. Hopefully, I have a couple of videos releasing tomorrow. Okay. So let's just go over this real quick so you guys understand. Business credit scores do not matter whatsoever. So I don't want you guys getting hung up on business credit scores. So like your Experian business credit score, that's the Intel score. It goes from 0 to 100, and 0 being the worst, 100 being the best. Don't get hung up on scores. My biggest approvals were when it was considered poor or low. And that's like, say, I think I was 37 when I got approved for 6-figure credit line. What matters more is the financial stability risk rating, and that goes from 1 to 5, 5 being the worst. So you want to be at 1 or 2, ideally. And then there's this small business financial exchange risk rating, same thing with that. But this is mainly your like business credit cards through major financial institutions such as like American Express, Wells Fargo, Bank of America. And that's going to be affected basically on your utilization. So if you have the business credit cards and you have like a lot of debt on them, then that's going to affect your small business financial exchange rate risk rating. So, and this is actually why a lot of people aren't getting approved for business credit lines. If you're a new business and you don't have the quarterly payment trend, like if you don't see this, the paid payment trend summary, and then the quarterly payment trend, then that's going to be a major reason why you're not going to get approved for even say Sam's Club, Business MasterCard, or any of them. So you really want to see this. And the only way you're going to get that is if you get some trade lines, and they have to be the right trade lines as well. So you're going to see like here, the payment experiences, this is financial trades. And then the small business financial exchange trades. And then as well as trade line experiences. So this is going to be, say, your, what do you call it? AT&T, T-Mobile, anything communication, it's going to show the supplier category. Not just that, it could be anything. It could even be, say, Dell or WebBank, credit line. But most of the time it's going to say like business services, or it's going to say retail trade, general merchandise, office supply, packaging. Those are the most common ones. And then there's, of course, additional trade line experiences. Kind of a rule of thumb, if you're a new business owner and you don't have trade lines, you want to get on Experian in particular, you want to get 3 to 5 so you can get NAV, the NAV boost, that counts as one business service, e-credible, and fair figure. So that's going to get you 3 right out of the gate. But that's going to be business services. So then you need some other ones as well. So you could get Uline, and I'm not big into what everybody else preaches about getting these starter vendors. Avoid a lot of those starter vendors. A lot of them don't even report actually. So you're wasting your money. And business credit is not federally regulated. Therefore, you have a lot of people promoting these affiliate things where, you're paying $70 for a box of big pens that you can buy on Amazon for $10, So, avoid that. If any company you guys are unsure of, if it's going to help you build your business credit, just text me or email me, and I'll, let you know if, I'm okay with that company. Because there's some, I don't want to name drop too many, but there's like Summa Office Supplies, Strategic Network Solutions. Those don't report anymore. And you can't even self-report those, yet they're still being pushed. They haven't for like 4 years been reported. So don't waste your money on these membership fees and these sign-up fees. Like, don't do it. You're literally wasting your money. But back to what I wanted to show you, because I don't want this live to be too long. But you can see here, this student, he got 30,000. This one, yeah, Granger's fine. Madden, Granger's fine. And Madden, if you see why I'm doing this live, because the the comments are over in the other screen. So that's why I keep on looking over so I can look at the comments. But Madden, if you can do me a favor, any of those, there's been like 4 accounts already, like George Jennings and Ashworth and Leslie. Leslie is actually the wife of Dan at Dash Office Supply. But Madden, any of those crappy comments that coming in, can you please like ban them or whatever? Delete the comment and ban, because it's all one person. And I have email I can show you guys. I'll show you probably tomorrow. I'm gonna make a video about it, just so it's out there in the public. But I'll show you this guy's emails, like threatening, basically just a slander, threatening, slander. But anyways, if you can do that, I'd appreciate it, Madden. But anyways, back to what I was saying here. So the FuelMan MasterCard, anybody can get. You're not likely going to get 30,000 right out of the gate. They typically gonna approve anywhere from like 3 to 10,000, depending on your business credit profile and what you put on the application. Because I actually had John, this client, this student, I had told him to put 30,000 on, or no, actually, I told him 20,000, and then they gave him 30,000. So it's going to be depending on how many vehicles you put also on the application, because it asks how many vehicles is in your fleet and what's your monthly spend on fuel. So if you don't spend any money on fuel right now, it doesn't matter if your business credit's good or established or not. If you go apply for FuelMan MasterCard and you only put that you have 1 vehicle and your fuel spend is only $1,000 a month, don't expect to get a $30,000 limit approval. Now, what's nice about FuelMan, I'll show you guys here in a moment. Let me find the other one, because I've been meaning to show you guys this because a lot of people keep on asking me. Okay, yeah, here it is. Sorry, guys, I got like 10-inch stack of cards. See, too many cards to keep track of. And most of them are all business. There's a couple personal in there, but most of them are business. So as you can see here, hopefully, I don't know if you guys can see or not. See how it says on the side, it says fleet. That one says multi. And then this one says fleet. They're both MasterCards, right? They're both FuelMan. You're going to get issued first the fleet. And then after a couple months of on-time payments, you can request for the multi. The multi can be used for anything. So you can charge it on anything. You don't have to just get gas and gas only. So the fleet one can only be used for gas and gas only. However, there's ways to liquidate it, but I only teach that to my students because I don't want the bad apples ruining it for everybody else. There's always like one bad apple that ruins business credit lines, right? So if you get multiple cards underwritten through FleetCor, which is the FuelMan underwriter, if you get multiple of them, that's how you can do what I did and buy houses. I bought, not expensive houses, but ones that needed rehab that were, around 28,000 each, and rehabbed them and then put them on Section 8. But you can use one to pay another. I'm not saying you should do that, but, it was something that I was testing as a guinea pig. Anyways, so back to what I was showing here, and I'll get to the questions in a moment. So yeah, this is the $30,000 FuelMan card, FuelMan MasterCard. And then he got approved for the Expensify card, and that was $81,562. And that one second, I'll get here to show. Just because I want you guys to know, I actually have the approvals and cards, right? So, see, this is the Expensify Visa card. I have way too many, and I don't suggest anybody to do what I did. It's just way too much to manage and keep track of. But that card's good. I'm going to make a video about the Expensify card because a lot of people recently, a lot of my students are getting approved. However, the Expensify won't approve you unless you have, I think, I know that was PEX. I believe it's minimum of 5,000 in your business bank account to get the Expensify card. And they typically give you anywhere from 80 to 140% of what's in your business bank account. So then the next one he got approved for is the Divvy, 120,000. And then the other one was Row. That's this one, right? And that one he got only 10,000, which was surprising because Row usually gives high limit. So in all, he got 130 here, and there's 30 there. So 150. Yeah, 150 plus 81, 230,000. And that's not even counting some of the other ones that he just got applied for that already got the pre-approval. So there's like one that's like Flex One. They're going to give probably a high limit. And then there's Ramp. So this is not the norm, but this student in particular probably will get around $1 million in 16 weeks mentorship. So he could have went out and got these himself without doing the mentorship. However, he probably wouldn't have got as high a limit, and he probably wouldn't know which ones to apply for first, because it's all about strategy, strategic methods, and timing is very important. So if you don't have, a lot of funds in your business bank account, you can still get approvals, and there's other ways you can, say, use certain credit lines to help get you other credit lines, right? I just don't want to speak too many things, publicly on here, because then the scammers out there that are watching will abuse it and ruin it for everybody else. So, and then you can see here, Experian business credit. This one, I've already shown this to you guys before, so I don't want to, repeat this, but, Experian's constantly commenting, and I don't want to share too much, but I'm working on the end of the month or July to have an announcement with Experian. But like what I was showing you guys, this is all on my client portal. These are comments in each task. Let's see here. Like approved for 4,000, Bob was, and then approved for 2,500. This is a lot of synchrony. Like Lowe's, Sam's Club. I think this 9,000 one was Sam's Club. This one's 10,000 by Chris. Thanks, Doc. Doc, if you're just coming in too, if you didn't catch what I told Madden and you didn't see those comments, there's a Dash office supply that I don't work with anymore, and he's mad that I won't promote and won't work with him for several reasons. But if he keeps making these fake accounts and slandering, and he even told me he was going to do this. What an idiot. Why would you tell someone you're going to slander them? It just makes my lawsuit even stronger. But if you could, any of those fake accounts that keep coming in, slandering, please ban them. But you can see Angela was approved for 2K. A lot of these are smaller ones like JCPenney's, ConocoPhillips. Oh, you guys, the other thing I wanted to tell you. Sorry this live isn't so formal like it usually is. I'm just like wanting to let you guys know certain things. But you guys know this is underwritten through Capital One. It's the Walmart Business Community Card. That one, I was the first to release that, and like they shut down the applications after like a week or two. I think they got flooded on applications just a couple of years ago. But I got news on that one. So they have somebody else they're working with. I just can't disclose it yet, but that's something to stay tuned for. So if anybody's looking for a Walmart credit line, and you can order things online, then stay tuned because that one, I got some news about that one because they closed the applications a couple years ago. So let's see here. You can see approved for 5, approved for 10, 4, 3,500, 2,500, 10. So this is going to be the norm if you're, say, pre-revenue or low revenue, and I accept you to join my one-on-one business credit mentorship. If I accept you, then these are more the common limits that you're going to get for each credit line. Because a lot of the students, I would say like 80% of my students, they are either pre-revenue or not that much revenue because they're new businesses. That's why they want to build their business credit. So you can see like 50,000, Best Buy 5,000. John got approved for 100,000. That was Debbie. John got approved for 75,000. That was revenue. Now, those two really huge ones there, that's also an e-commerce student of mine. He has a lot of revenue coming in, so that's why he has that. But I would say if you don't have 6 figures or 50,000 or higher coming in gross deposits per month, then it doesn't matter if you join the mentorship or not. You're probably going to get anywhere from say 4,000 to 20, 30,000 for each approval. Now, and there's so many to go after. I mean, I don't have any of my students go after as many cards as I got because it's just too much. It's not necessary. You're not going to use all of them. However, most of my students, they get around credit cards and working capital lines, draw lines, say like Headway Capital, just different lines like that. If you combine them all, I would say probably 20 to 30. That's not counting like certain trade lines. Yeah, Madden. The Sam's Club MasterCard. Like I made the video before, like a couple weeks ago. It's now since March 4th, they were required it to be personally guaranteed. So there is no tricks or anything around that. So it's personally guaranteed, but it's not going to show up on your personal credit. The inquiry might, but there's also ways around to stop that inquiry from happening. So it's not necessarily a hard inquiry. But if you don't pay it, of course, and you're more than 6 months behind, it's going to start hitting your personal credit because it's personally guaranteed. So you guys don't get scared about personally guaranteeing things. I understand you don't want it showing like on your personal credit. That's fine. You don't, just because it's personally guaranteed doesn't mean it's going to show on your personal credit. But like stay away from like the Capital One Spark business card. That one, it's like the worst business card you could get, worst business credit card, because it reports to your personal. So if you use it for $100 or $10,000, the usage is going to show up as if it's a regular personal credit card. And it's like, what's the point with that? It still reports, but on the business, but it also reports on your personal. That's horrible. So you don't want any accounts like that. So if anybody's thinking about getting the Capital One Spark card, business Spark card, avoid that like the plague. It's not even, they don't even give very high limits anyway, so avoid that one. And then like these are deals. They range like 5,000, 18,000, 44,000, 7, 7, 8, 16, 58, 40, 30, 79, 55, 10, 5, 10, 40, 30, 15. These are just total like 794,000. This is just from 4 months of my students' actual loans. That's why I have to cover their name up. These are loans through different types. They're like working capital lines, or where you have to pay it back every 2 weeks or weekly. They're kind of like merchant cash advances, but they're not drawing daily. And some of them are actual credit lines where it's like 6 months to 1 year or a draw line. This is like another partner I work with, 6 deals, funded amount 74,000. So let's see here. What else was I going to show you guys? I'll get to the comments here in a moment. Let's see here. So I wanted to show you guys too. You can see this is the new client portal, businesscredit.cc. So we're working on it. It was supposed to be launched last month, but we didn't get it launched fully yet. There's still features we're working on. But we have a Android and iOS app, as you can see. We have an app you can download and do your tasks. I prefer people to do them on desktop or laptop. However, things on the fly, you can download our app and do it on the app. So stay tuned for that. I'll show that once we're ready to fully launch sometime this month. I'll show you guys that. But let's go over the client portal. If I accept you as a student, this is what you're going to see. You're going to fill out this form. This is the intake form, just basic business information. This allows me to do the audit on your business. So I'm looking at all 4 major bureaus and secondary bureaus like Ansonia. I'm looking for even LexisNexis business. So I'm looking at everything as a whole, making sure there's not like mixed addresses, wrong addresses. You want everything matching across the board. And of course, the rich filmographic data supplied. I can't tell you enough like why a lot of viewers on YouTube watch my content get denied because they don't pass the KYC process, know your client process. It's simple of not having a business website. And there's no excuses for that, even not having a business website. Websites don't cost very much. I work with this unit company. They only charge $79. That's it. And then $16.99 a month. It's a one-time fee. So I worked out a negotiated deal where they give a discount, and it's only $79 one-time fee. They have the site up within 7 days, and you pay only $16.99 a month. That includes hosting, changes if you need to make changes, and hosting your email, business email. So it's really like done for you. So, it's a nice professional site that they build for you as well. So there's no excuses why you don't have a business website. But you need to have a business website because there's a lot of underwriters, especially the no PG business credit lines, they won't approve you if you're not listed, say, with the Chamber of Commerce, Better Business Bureau, Google Local, Yellow Pages. These are all free things. Like, it's free to do as a business owner. Don't do the paid ones because, like, Better Business Bureau, they have like a paid listing. Don't do that. Just do the free one and verify it, and it's fine. But you need that because when underwriters are actually looking your name up on Google, they're going to look for your website, and they're going to look at your website and make sure it's like not tacky and not crappily, you don't want to make it look like crap. You want to make it look 10 times bigger than you actually are, obviously. So that's why that company that I suggest go through them to get the website. But like I said, the underwriters are going to look you up because it's no personal guarantee. So they have to make sure they can mitigate the risk. How they can do that is checking to make sure how legitimate you look, because anybody can manipulate business credit to a certain degree. It's not very hard, That's why just going and blindly getting as many trade lines as you can does not work in 2025. It didn't even work a couple of years ago. It worked okay, maybe doing that 10 years ago, but the bureaus and underwriters have smartened up. So, don't do shortcuts and don't go and get a whole bunch of trade lines just because it says it's going to help your business credit report. In fact, having too many new trade lines reporting can actually hurt you as well, because it shows you're trying to manipulate. So that's why with my one-on-one mentorship, I look at everything when I do the audit. That's the first step. If I accept you, then I do the audit after you fill out the intake form. And then after that, I start, based on my audit, I'm going to assign you tasks. So this is like a demo account I'm showing you guys. But like I tell you, get Bluevine, right? And we're actually a partner with them, so you don't have to pay any fees. There's like most of the time you're going to have to pay like a monthly fee of like $10. All these business bank accounts, you have to pay like $10 or $15 monthly maintenance fee if you don't keep so much in there. But I negotiate with Bluevine. You don't have to pay anything. So if you have to use my link though, but you don't have to pay. There's no deposit minimum either. Most banks, they make you have a minimum deposit like $50 or $100. With my link, there's no minimum deposit amount. You can put $1 or anything, and why I have all my students get the Bluevine account is because they offer working capital lines. So, and plus it's a good business bank account. I don't necessarily recommend have Bluevine as your main. I mean, I guess it's fine, but you definitely want to probably have a Chase, or Wells Fargo. The only reason I say that is if you go on, like, say, a fintech application, and you notice how if you connect with Plaid, a lot of times these smaller neo business banks, you can't connect your business bank account when you're doing the applications. I'll have to actually check on that if Bluevine. Doc, you said, or Madden, you said Bluevine's your business bank account. Do you know, because it's something that I've been meaning to check out, but do you know if, when you apply for anything on the business side, if it's a fintech, financial technology company, such as Debbie or whatever, when you connect your business bank account, do you remember if there's Bluevine in there? That's something I've been meaning to check. It keeps slipping my mind. That'd be nice if they have, but I know like North One, they're not. So that's the only downside about like neobanks. But if they are in Plaid now, oh, okay, Madden said it is. Okay, so now there's no downside at all. So I didn't know that. I've been meaning to check if Plaid added Bluevine yet, but Madden said it is. So yeah, forget that last word then. So yeah, I recommend everybody to get Bluevine. And like I said, use my link. Email me after this live, support@joshvanhorn.com, and I will send you a PDF file. It's kind of like a business credit ebook that gives some tips. I know a lot of people are waiting for that I said I was going to get it out to people before. There's like 50 some people that requested it last time. but I've been working on it. And the only reason I haven't sent it to them is it was just going to be like a 1 page of tips. Now I'm actually putting together like a several pages ebook. Basically, just get you started on the business credit for free, just to guide you in the right direction and give you some resource links. So just email support at joshvanhorn.com. Doc says, how many trade lines would you recommend? It depends. I mean, it depends what type of trade lines, but a rule of thumb, you want to have minimum of 3 on each bureau. So like Fuelman, for instance, they only report to Experian Business on the first of every month. So that's one trade line, but they don't report to Dun & Bradstreet. They don't report to Credit Safe. They don't report to Equifax as well. So I say across the board, you want to have like 3 to 5 is kind of a good start. But again, you're not going to be able to just get 3 or 5. To have 3 or 5, 3 to 5 across with each bureau, all 4 bureaus, including Credit Safe, then you're probably going to need combined 12 to 15. So it's rare to have any trade line or credit line report to all 4 bureaus. The only ones like I know that do that are like business credit services, such as Fair Figure, NAV, and eCredible. They report, so that can kind of count as your 3 trade lines across 3 bureaus. And then Fair Figure reports to Credit Safe, and eCredible does as well. So any of you guys wanting to sign up for any of those, just email me instead of just going and signing up, because I mean, you can go sign up directly at their sites, but however, if you use my links, and I don't think I have them here handy where I can post them, so just email me. But you're going to save anywhere from 25 to 50% off the fees. So like eCredible gives you like 25% off their monthly fee using my link. And it's exclusive. I'm the only one with the discount. And then Fair Figure, I think they're $35 a month, but with my link, you get $10 off. So it saves a little. It's not much, but hey, every dollar, helps. I'll get to the comments here in a minute, you guys. But yeah, back to Bluevine though. Why I have everybody, all my students get Bluevine is because doing strategic methods that I teach in the mentorship, without saying too much, but you can get approved for working capital with Bluevine. And they even have a credit card too that's issued by Community Coastal Bank that one of my students just got approved for like $6,000, and it was no hard pull on the personal side, but it's a Bluevine business credit card. But they have working capital that they have several different funding options, and you're going to have a much better chance to get approved for those if you bank with them and you have that interbanking relationship built up with them. So, I have all my students use a couple different banks, business banks. So this is kind of let's see what happened here. So like I said, this is the tasks. As I said, this is just sample, like a demo account of mine. But you can see if I assign a certain task to you, you go to this link, you need to put down here, it's like this one's coast to coast office supplies. This is like one of the only starter vendors I'd recommend because they report to Experian and I've verified their data furnishing license. And you don't need to prepay anything. Like there's several of the starter vendors that you have to prepay a fee. Stay away from any of the ones, 99% of all the ones that make you pay a fee up front. Stay away from them. Avoid them because they probably don't report. Technically, you can't charge a fee up front to be for a trade line. Like as a data furnisher, you can't actually charge up front for a net 30 account. And a lot of these are charging certain fees up front, So coast to coast, I'm going to have the founder on here very soon. That's one that's good. But basically, I'm just showing you guys this so you have an idea what to expect if I accept you and you become a one-on-one student of mine. You're not going to see all these tasks, though. I will assign these tasks based on what your overall goals are after I do the intake and we do the consult call. It's based on what your goals are. Every week, I'm going to assign anywhere from 5 to 7 tasks to you. So let's look at this one real quick, this sample here. So use the Navan. Just because I want to show you guys this one. Because this one, there's a couple ones that I actually know that nobody else talks about. And I've made videos about them a little bit, but there's a couple ones that are like hidden gems that there's no other videos out there about these. I don't know where it's at here. It's a headache, all these cards, trying to sort them. I used to have them on a board or whatever. I don't know where it's at. I thought I had it here. But it's Trip Actions. It used to be called Trip Actions. Now it's Navan. So this is just example. They offer a corporate card. So you would go to the link that I have in there. And this is like a tutorial that I put together. Step 1, you're going to go to the link in the tutorial. You can see here. And then after that, I made a guide just to make it easier for you guys too, if you're my students. And I'm going to start doing this as well for my regular videos on the channel. But it opens up a site that's Navan, same as what you're seeing here. So it shows get started and walks you through each step, right? What to do. Because you're not going to see apply for business credit here. You're not going to really see that. It's not really, that's not the main thing they're offering. They offer, but they're trying to promote to get clientele businesses that need travel, right? And then they offer a credit line for travel expenses. And you can use it for other things too. That card's unlocked to anything. But basically, you have to go through setting up your account fully like this. And then after that, you're going to see this set up reimbursements and Navan Connect, add a corporate card. You're going to see that you have to set up all this. And then after you set up your billing profile, then you'll see where it will offer you to apply for their expense card. Now, they don't give super high limits. I think they only gave me like, I don't even remember exactly. I don't use it very often, like 5,000 or 6,000. And some of my other students, I don't think we've ever got anyone higher than like 12,000. So they're not going to give super high limits, but hey, it helps. It all adds up. If you have, 10 no PG business cards and each one of them are 10, or let's just say 5 to 20,000 limit each, that's over $250,000 right there. It's not very hard to do. So that's just kind of an example. After you do it, you need to put like this. You tag me, like it will show at Credit Josh, tag, and then you just type, I got approved or I got denied, whatever it may be, as you can see here. So I require all my students to do that. if you don't actually do that, I assign you 5 or 7 tasks in, say, week 1. And if you just hit mark done up here and you don't actually comment and let me know the outcome, then I'm not going to assign new tasks to you the following week. So communication is vital. It's very important for the communication to be there. Okay. So, because the main reason I say that is those 5 initial tasks that I assign you, based on the outcome of those 5 tasks, is going to dictate what I feel I want you to go after for week 2, and then so forth every week. That's how I decide the tasks each week. It's based on the outcome of the previous week. Okay. So, anyways, like I said, these are all the tasks. You're going to hit mark done each one. But if you come on as a student, I approve you, you join, you're not going to see all these tasks. Okay. You're only going to see like some foundation tasks like NAV, fair figure, credible. After I do the audit, that's when I'll assign the custom tasks. So if like 2 people could sign up tonight, right? Both of you 2 won't have the same tasks. So unless they're foundation tasks, of course, like Better Business Bureau or NAV, fair figure. But I don't have everybody go after, like, say, this travel card. I don't have everybody go after that. There's so many factors that go into when I assign tasks, like, say, capital on tap. That limit's 14,000. And that one's good. It's not revolving, but you can pay. They have a thing where you can either pay in full every month or 10%. So if you charge 10,000 in 1 month, you need to pay back 1,000 the next month, and then that following month you need to pay back a minimum of 900. It requires 10% of the balance. So hope that clarifies things. What else was I going to talk on? I was going to say something else. So this is another one that I'm going to be making a video here soon, and I'm actually going to have the founder on. We just have to work out a good time. It was supposed to happen last month, but I got busy with some health issues. But this is a business credit card, and they actually allow you 60 days to pay of no interest. And you can revolve it as well, and it's no impact to your credit score, and it's no PG. And you get 1.75% unlimited cash back on select purchases. Keep cash on hand for up to 28 times longer than traditional cards at 0%. So, of course, this one I'll tell you up front is not going to be easy to get unless you have 1, good personal credit, or 2, you have good business credit to build up, because they're going to look at the combined both of them. So this one's really unique, though. That's why I'm excited to put out content and do that interview, because there really is no other card quite like this. Ramp is kind of like, they give you 60 days. Ramp will give you up to 60 days if you qualify for their flex line. But this one, you can actually revolve it, which is nice, and it's no PG. So stay tuned for that. That's why everybody needs to make sure they subscribe and all notifications turned on, because I'm going to be dropping a lot of new content this month in June. Anybody in like rehabbing homes or real estate, this is Regions. They give credit lines. So I made a video about that as well. There's so much to touch on, and I actually don't want to cover too much on each individual one because it's so late for you guys. I just kind of want to give you guys an update and let you guys know about the new client portal coming soon. Anybody interested in my one-on-one business credit mentorship, you can apply You have two options. You can actually text me 937-423-9954. You can text me right now, and then after this live stream, I will text you back, and we can do a consultation call even tonight if it's not too late for you. So you can either do that. Let me see, I'm reading comments here. Or you can go to the intake form. I just posted it there. It's secure.businesscredit.cc. Just go to the link. I need to make a shortened one. But you want to fill this out. And this is just basically me able to pre-screen. It doesn't ask too much questions, so you should be able to fill this out in like 10 minutes. But basically, you fill this out, and I will get back to you and let you know if I can qualify you for my one-on-one business credit mentorship. Because I only approve maybe 5 to 10% of the people that contact me. Like I get over 10 people a day reaching out for consultation. And those consultations that I do, it can be several days go by and I don't approve anybody. And then there could be other days where I approve 3 people because the goals have to be aligned. That's why I don't have any negative reviews online at all, anything like that, because I need to make sure that the goals are aligned. I'm not going to just tell you whatever you want to hear. And if I feel that you're up to no good, that's another reason why I require this, because I'm friends with some of the underwriters and I don't want to send them scammers either as well, So, and some people are just unrealistic. They're like, oh, I want to get 100,000 in the next 30 days, but they're a brand new business and they're pre-revenue and they don't have good credit. It's like, so those are the main reasons, But anyways, the link's right there. You guys can check that out. I'll go over the questions now. But yeah, make sure you guys definitely turn on all notifications on for future videos if they're not already. And that always doesn't work either. YouTube is kind of weird about that. Sometimes they don't alert people. So check back to every couple of days on the channel for the new content, because I'm definitely going to be releasing in the month of June at least 10 to 12 new videos that you don't want to miss out on. Kind of things I'm touching on right now. So I'll go through the comments real quick, but yeah, anybody interested in my business credit one-on-one mentorship, just text now, 937-423-9954. That's my personal cell phone. I think I have 4 or 5 spots left. I don't take on more than 60 students at one time. I think I have 55 or 56. It fluctuates because some people are ending, some people are extending. I would say 50% of my students always extend from, like, say, 12 weeks or 16 weeks to 26 weeks because they start getting approvals and they want to get more and more and learn strategies as well. Because my mentorship's not just about getting trade lines and approvals. It's also to learn strategies and increase limits as well and how to leverage. So, okay. But as I said, if you text me now, I will text you back after this live, and we can either do a quick phone consultation to see if you'd be a good fit either tonight. And if it's too late for you tonight, then we can schedule something for tomorrow during the afternoon or morning. All right, I'll get into the comments now. Madden, I've been meaning to get back to you. I apologize about that. My son got a fever last time when you text me. So text me back tonight just to remind me, because I get so many, end up getting so busy. Text me back. I want to get you set up maybe on the new client portal so you can give me some feedback on that as well. And Doc, you can do the same thing since you guys are my moderators here. My Experian business score is great. D&B score great, but Equifax is still low. Man, they're tough. Probably not reporting is probably the problem because there's so many that say they report to Equifax, but they actually don't. So let me know which ones that you think should be reporting or that you have. Text me that and I'll let you know which ones because some of them actually just lost their data furnishing licenses with Equifax too recently. But Equifax is usually the easy one to get because there's abundance of trade lines that report to Equifax before, but it's tightened up. And that's because the bureaus are catching on to these people that get the data furnishing license. They start these sites like Sim Office Place, Strategic Network Solutions, and they're charging fees up front, and they can't be charging fees up front as a data to be a data furnisher. You can't offer a net 30 account and then make them pay up front. That's not net 30. Yeah, you guys smashed the definitely smash the like button. I appreciate that, Doc. Doc says, "Hey Josh, why get a real address, virtual address, or PO box? Definitely don't do a PO box, and definitely don't do iPostal. Real address is better if you have a real address, a real business address. But if you don't have that, then don't use your home address either, because that's going to limit you on what you can get approved for as well, especially with the fintech underwriters. Virtual address. Anybody looking for a virtual address, don't go out and get anytime mailbox, even though I promoted them before. Some addresses with anytime mailbox are fine, especially those that are on a budget. But you just have to do some research and find the correct address. But I can give you guys a link that will save you some money on a virtual address. Addresses that I actually trust, that are premium locations. And I will actually look up the addresses for you using my Credit Safe profile portal system, where I can put in the address of the potential virtual address that you're looking to get. And then it will actually tell me the risk rating. So you want to avoid ones that are high risk rating. So they go from zero, it goes from 0 to 10. And you want to have the lowest score possible. And all of them are going to have some type of risk to them. Even normal addresses are still going to have some type of risk because it's a history of that address or that office building. So you want to typically be under 6 or lower. That's another video idea. I need to make a video about that, showing the Credit Safe dashboard. You guys won't be able to see it on your Credit Safe just because you guys aren't data furnisher, but I can pull people's business credit and everything. So I'll show you guys that on another video. I need to make that video actually, so I can show you guys what to look for. But anybody looking for a business address, if you don't already have one, or if you have iPostal or a PO box, and you want some advice for free, I'll give you advice and give you a couple addresses that would be not high risk. And they'll save you some money as well on that. Let's see here. Madden says, when you have a good relationship with them, they'll basically give you anything. Okay. See, Madden said right there. He's talking about Blue Vine. That's good. Yeah, Madden. Maybe more recently, but there's still some that are reporting to them. You have to make sure you have the right ones. What do you say here? They are asking $1 million loan. Well, yeah, I get people all the time. That's why I have to turn down and pre-screen people. I have the You guys, just so you guys know that, like, I don't even use this card, even though I should for how much it costs. But the Centurion Black, uh, invite only American Express business card. So people, believe it or not, man, will do a consultation with me, and they will tell me if I can get them the American Express invite only card, then they'll join my mentorship. And I'm like, okay, it's invite only for one. I don't have any control over American Express. I can only tell you what I did. Um, but even like what I did doesn't guarantee that you're going to get it. It's invite only. So, but yeah, I mean, I have so many people that contact me and they're just so unrealistic. So if you're looking for quick cash, just to let you guys know, so you don't waste my time and don't waste your time either, don't fill out this form. Don't contact me if you're thinking you can join the mentorship and you have a bad personal credit score and you're have no business revenue coming in and you're trying to get like $100,000 in the next 30 days. That's just not realistic. It's not going to happen. Um, I do work with people that have challenging personal credit, but it's a case by case basis. So that is a factor. Don't expect to get the same results as other students that have a 750 personal FICO when you have a 550. It doesn't matter if it's PG or no PG. It doesn't matter because fintechs, not all, but most fintechs still will do a soft pull on your personal credit or the business owner's personal credit. There's so many variables and factors that go into business credit, and there's no one size fits all. Unfortunately, there's so many people on YouTube giving such bad advice out there, like saying business credit scores matter. Business credit scores don't matter. And then they're talking about like get 2 NAV accounts by using 2 different email addresses. Get it Sunbelt Rentals. Like there's a place for Sunbelt Rentals, but 99% of people have no use for Sunbelt Rentals. But there's just so much bad mix information out there telling you to get as many tree lines as you can. Focus on Dun& Bradstreet. Don't even focus on Dun & Bradstreet because they're rarely used for decision making for financially related, like working capital or business credit cards. Like they're rarely used. It's mainly like industrial supply. Granger uses Dun & Bradstreet. Manufacturers, computer parts, like that. Some equipment financing may pull, underwriters may pull Dun & Bradstreet. But if you're trying to get like actual business credit cards and working capital lines, revolving lines, draw lines, store cards, gas cards, 98% of the time the underwriter will be using Experian business credit. That's why I preach always like focus on your Experian business credit profile. Now, if you're trying to get say a fleet of vehicles, a Sprinter van or vehicles for Turo, company cars that are, no PG, then you need to focus on your credit safe and your Equifax because like Ally in particular, that's who they use is Equifax and credit safe. And a lot of the other ones, even like Ford Motor Credit, a lot of the underwriters, when it comes to vehicle financing in the business, no PG, they're using Equifax and Credit Safe in tandem. Yeah, they think I have a key to the vault. I may have the key to the vault on some business credit things more than anybody else, but I don't have the key to the vault with American Express. I'm friends with a lot of the underwriters, but American Express is not one of them. I may have so many American Express cards. I literally have like 12 of them, business and personal, but yeah, not. I definitely don't have any connection to American Express, but I can only share what I did with American Express on my journey. I actually already made a video about that. If you guys look back a couple years ago, or just go to my channel and type in Credit Josh, American Express, and I tell you exactly what I did and what I think possibly triggered the invite for the black card. But anyways, I don't want to talk about the black card too much because it's a ripoff, really. It's $10,000. It's more of a flex card than anything. That's the only reason I got it. But it's $10,000 if you accept the offer. That's the initiation fee, and then $5,000 per year after that as the annual fee. Yes, there's things that you can do justify the annual fee, but it's honestly it's like 70-80% of what the American Express Platinum card is. So you're better off getting that, you know. So anyways, it's already almost 12 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. But anyways, I'll have this as a replay, and I'll probably re-release it tomorrow and clean it up a bit. But anybody interested in my one-on-one business credit mentorship, just text me the number below, 937-423-9954. You can text me now. It's not too late. As I said, I'm overseas, and right now it is 12 o'clock noon for me. So if it's not too late for you, you can text me now, and then I'll text you back and we can schedule something for tonight or tomorrow. And if not, you can just fill out this form, like I said. Other than that, what was the other thing I wanted to tell you guys? Something else I was wanting to tell you guys. Trying to think. Well, sorry you guys are so late too, but I forget what I was gonna tell you guys one other thing. I hate when that happens. It's on your mind, and then right when I end the live, it'll probably come to my mind. That's the way things work. But yeah, like I said, definitely text me. Spots are limited. Madden, you text me as well. And Doc, you can too if you want. But yeah, Madden, let's get you set up on the portal. Oh yeah, the other thing too. You can always email me, support@joshvanhorn.com. I'll type it here real quick. And I think it's in the, I believe it's in the description of this video. So you can email me, support@joshvanhorn.com. If you have any business credit questions that I didn't cover on here, feel free. Feel free to email me the question. Just kind of make it simple, short. Don't send me your whole life story and everything, but feel free to text or email me, and I will do my best to answer any questions you might have, even if it's not anything to do with the mentorship, even if it's just something you want my recommendation about an underwriter or a trade line or anything. I'm here to help, even for those that are just my viewers or subscribers. So, and definitely email me, anybody that's listening else, if you want to get that free ebook about basically the foundation of building business credit. It covers kind of the basics of things. You're not going to get it right away, but you'll have it in the next coming days. Just send me an email and request it, and I'll get it back to you. Probably by the weekend, it'll be done, and I'll get it sent out to everybody. Okay? Anyways, sorry again, it's so late. With all that being said, you guys take care and stay tuned. I might I definitely drop in videos tomorrow, but maybe do a live earlier this weekend, like maybe at 6 p.m. or something. Anyways, you guys take care. Thanks again. Appreciate you guys' time. Bye-bye.